Okay, so I have some fantastic news for you. We have got a new brush that is a bristle kind of scumbler and is very remarkably the same as our Dome Stencil brush. So it is domed, it is stiff, and it's going to do like exactly the same job, same length, everything. It has a normal size handle, which is nice. It has a rubberized grip, which makes it easier to hold. Very attractive brush. The Dome Stencil brushes are very, 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 very inexpensive. And the glue and things like this that are in here, some of you have had the experience where they do an immense amount of shedding. They're a cheap, cheap brush when you want to do dry rubbing and things like that. They're an awesome alternative to spending a little bit more money, but this is a much more durable brush. So depending on if you just need to be budget conscious, this is an awesome brush. I love it. If you want something that's going to last you a lot longer, this is an awesome brush. And so let me show you what this will do. Okay, so when we're dry rubbing, that's where we're going to put highlights and things like that on our pieces. Say we have, you know, a bow, and we bring out this. A lot of you are familiar with the fact that this high area right here would be the area where, whoops, let me get you on camera. The high area right here would be the area where you highlight, and then this low area right here would be the area where you would maybe shade. But doing a flip float across that area is very, very difficult. So let me erase and show you what we can do as a technique. We want to get a dry, flat paper towel. We're going to dip our dry brush. This has to be totally dry. And we're going to rub off on the paper towel. And you rub until you almost can't see any paint coming off of there. Okay. And then what you do, as soon as you get it nice and dusty looking over there, you rub in the strongest color area that you're going to want your color. You rub right there. You're going to get some little fluffy, dusty stuff when you're doing it. So the strongest area is going to be right in the middle, and then as I wear the paint off, I'm going to start walking away to fade it out. And walk back this way to fade it out. You could never float as beautiful and as graduated as that color is. Okay. If you see, let me load some from my wet spot on my paper towel. This is, because that's just barely damp, it makes a good place to load from. Just want to make sure. So I can just repeat this to strengthen. This is what you're going to do in any area where you need to highlight in the center of things, say like on a piece of fruit or something like that. Okay, and then every now and again when I'm doing this, I will, let's see, I'll reload a little bit of paint. Let's rub off on the paper towel. Okay, and I will even stipple just a little bit up the middle. Very lightly, hardly any paint on there. If you allow this to get wet and you keep scumbling, then what will happen is you will have paint grab on the wet area. So you've got to make sure that you are completely dry. Okay. This also makes a fantastic stippling brush if you're doing a snowman or even almost like a pointillism base coat. Okay. So it's got a nice even stipple. Nice and snowman-y looking right there. Okay. And then if you get your brush wet, I'm just trying to give you just an overview of what this brush will do. I'm going to rinse out my brush, going to get it wet, and then I'm going to come out here and I am going to smash it open and put watery, watery, watery paint. Okay. And I've got a very open brush, and now this is going to do a much more different looking. If I put my brush on its side, I can do like almost like a little cloud type look. Okay, if it's a little bit too wet, I'll have a little bit more open cloud. Okay, so you can also scumble with this. A scumble action is more of a little bit like that kind of look. So that's almost washy. Okay, if I had a tone on tone that was very close in color to this, let me wash it out more. You could go in your background very, very soft. I'm going to pretend like you're making some clouds here. and pick up a little bit stronger color. Totally like a watercolor effect type brush. Okay, so what we have done here is we have done a stipple, like a snowman kind of stipple type thing. You can stencil with these as well, and they're not going to leave blunt marks. We have done the dry rub. We have done a stipply washy cloud. We have done a wash cloud. We've done a wash and then like a watercolor effect, all with just one brush.